They pulled the rug right out from underneath us. Welcome back to Brickell Pickle. I'm your host James, here to give you an inside look. Well, there's no easy way to say it, but we've had our first hangover of 2021, both literally and figuratively. So this is a great analogy for you. You remember on New Year's Eve, you're probably going out, maybe having a few drinks, you're feeling great, on top of the world, nothing can stop you. But then the next day you wake up and it smacks you back to reality, that hangover. Well, that's pretty much how we feel here at Brickell Pickle, minus the alcohol. Things have been going really good for us here at Brickell Pickle. We closed out 2020 strong, but 2021, that feels more like a gut punch. Remember that dill we planted a few weeks ago? Well, it's been about 3 or 4 weeks and nothing. Pretty sure it's safe to say that that was a failure. Well, we were a little cocky, so we can take that one on the chin. But remember all that momentum we had built up? Well, as luck would have it, it looks like there may still be some cucumbers available. That's perfect, right? Well, except for this jar shortage. Look at this. I can't get jars anywhere. I mean, what's the point in getting these cucumbers if I don't have jars to put them in? I mean, all these manufacturers are completely sold out. Sure, I can find them on Amazon for $5 a jar, but that defeats the purpose. Hopefully these manufacturers will be able to restock these jars by mid-January or so. But by mid-January, I won't be able to get cucumbers. And if that wasn't enough, I saved the worst for last. You remember our plan. I was gonna get these pickles ready for farmer's market season. Well, I started doing some research. In Florida, we have what's called Cottage Food operations. Basically, this allows small operations with less than $50,000 in annual sales to produce and package foods in their residence for direct sale to the consumer. For a cottage food product, you have to follow certain guidelines for labeling and such. But as long as you follow all the requirements for the cottage food products, then you don't need to get any additional permits. That's perfect for us. Our operation has less than $50,000 in sales, and sure, we can conform to regulations for labeling and such. And as far as selling directly to the consumer, well, that's where the farmers markets come in. Then I see it. Then I get to the last page of this document and see it, plain as day. What items are prohibited? It says it right there, pickles. As a matter of fact, what foods are prohibited? Canned pickled products such as corn, relish, pickles, and sauerkraut. It literally says pickles are prohibited on this document. And this document comes from the Florida Department of Agriculture. It looks like we're not going to be able to fall under the cottage food laws. So now what? That throws a monkey wrench into everything. I just assumed that we could sell these at the farmers markets. Well, you know what they say about assumptions, right? I know, hindsight's 2020. I should have looked into all of this before I started Brickell Pickle, but I didn't. And I don't have a plan B. I gotta tell you, that's taking the wind out of our sails. I mean, we put in a lot of work and we came a long ways just to have it all come crashing down. Nah, I'm not ready to throw in the towel yet. I went ahead and reached out to the Florida Department of Agriculture to find out exactly what it takes. What are the requirements to sell pickles? We'll need to wait for their response in order to make our next moves. But I gotta tell you, it's not looking good for Brickell Pickle. It's looking like we're probably gonna need to get some health and food inspections, approvals, and guess what? They don't inspect residences and homes. They require a commercial kitchen for food inspections. We've definitely got the cards stacked against us. But before we start thinking about doom and gloom and giving up, let's wait for a response from the Florida Department of Agriculture. We made assumptions before, and you see where that got us. Brickell Pickle may be hanging by a thread. Talk about a cliffhanger. It's not the way I intended it to go, for sure. I was planning on being out there selling at the farmer's market. But guess what? It's just another obstacle, right? We can overcome this. So Once we get the information back, we'll be able to make our moves. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with what's going on here at Brickell Pickle. These next few weeks, I'm sure they're going to be interesting. Go ahead and drop us a comment because we'd like to hear from you. Make sure you click the bell so you can get notified every time we drop a new episode. I'm James with Brickell Pickle saying, see you on the next one.